The past comes back. Bennett steps forward slowly, his face serious, something in his eyes that I can't quite identify. A cautionary tale? An appeal? Or worse, Callum, there's more about Aurora's family that you don't know. Even though his voice is soft, I can feel the weight of it making my stomach turn. Whatever became of them. My breath catches in my throat and I stiffen. His delivery is more than a simple epiphany. Something sinister is going on. I may not be prepared to hear it. With a look of worry on his face, Callum looks at me before turning back to Bennett. What are you discussing? Bennett pauses. For a moment only. However, it's sufficient to validate my worst suspicions. He has some knowledge. Something he ought not to do. There's something about me. My voice is hardly audible above a whisper as I say, Bennett. What do you mean? When he stares at me, his eyes are filled with guilt. Genuine, unadulterated guilt. My heartbeat quickens. Then he utters it. The deaths of Aurora's family weren't accidental. Remorse permeates his speech. They were the target. He pauses. Callum, by your father. Everything around me is motionless. In a second, everything disappears, including the forest, the night air, and even the ground beneath my feet. All that is left are the words that Bennett just said, and the way they sliced like a razor through me. No. And Callum briefly tightens his hold on my hand before letting go entirely. His eyes darken and his jaw tightens as he turns to face Bennett. You're telling lies. Bennett gives a head shake. I wish I were. I'm having trouble breathing. I'm attempting to piece together the reality as my mind races. My relatives, Mom, my dad, lost. Because I never questioned something so definitive, I was lost to a catastrophe. However, now, it's more than simply a tragedy now. It is a betrayal. Callum steps back and shakes his head, his face hazy with incredulity. That isn't feasible. My dad wouldn't ever. He did. This time, Bennett's voice is sharper and has a spiteful undertone. Callum, he gave the command to attack. He desired their eradication. I feel a searing ache twist inside of me. Wiped out. As if we were insignificant. As if we were insignificant. My hands shake. My entire body quivers. I suppress the restless power inside of me that is reacting to my feelings because I'm scared of what might occur if I let it loose. Callum's hands are balled into fists, and his breathing is erratic. His voice cracks. Why? He demands. What made him do that? This time, Bennett doesn't hesitate. Due to Aurora's ancestry. The air becomes oppressively heavy. I push myself to remain standing even if my legs feel weak. What? I mumble. Bennett's eyes are filled with significance as he looks at me. Aurora, your father was the last of his kind, a lineage capable of ruling whole packs. Callum's family was in danger because of your father. Threats also have to be removed. Before I can stop myself, a hollow laugh slips out. It's far worse than I could have ever imagined, not because any of this is amusing. All this time, I had been falling for Callum the entire time, believing in him, trusting him, and his own family was the ones that took mine away all this time. I step back, then another. My heart thuds against my ribs as my eyesight becomes blurry. Aurora, I cringe away before Callum can touch me, even as he reaches for me. Avoid it. I force myself to look into his eyes as my voice breaks and I swallow the lump in my throat. Were you aware? His eyes are anxiously searching mine, and he appears to be in ruins. No. I promise you, Aurora, I had no idea. I'd like to think he's real. I want to believe in God. However, how can I? How can my perception of him ever change? Victor's earlier remarks start to resurface in my head. Don't you sense it? The power that is just waiting to be used, the strength of my ancestry, exactly what turned me into a target, the very thing that robbed me of everything. And now, the thing that has the power to ruin me. The quiet lingers, heavy and thick. Callum approaches me once more, and this time I stay put. His voice is raw as he reiterates, I didn't know. Please, Aurora, you must trust me. My eyes are burning with tears, but I'm not going to let them go. I suppress the sob that is about to escape and shake my head. I'm not sure what I should believe anymore. And with that, our tenuous truce is utterly destroyed. Once more, my world falls apart, and I'm not sure whether I'll ever be able to put it back together. The atmosphere is oppressively tense. It feels like every phrase and every second is shredding me to pieces. The life I believed I knew and the harsh, dark reality that has been thrown at me are at odds. The words feel stuck inside of me, strangling me with their weight. Even yet I want to scream, shout, and demand answers. Callum's face is a mixture of pain and desperation, and his eyes never leave mine. He seems to be pleading with me to comprehend, to think that this is more complicated than Bennett has explained. However, I can't. Just ignore this. My parents' deaths were caused by his father and his family. How am I going to get over that? How can I ever put my trust back in him? I take another unsteady step back, attempting to pull away from him and the overwhelming feelings that are threatening to overtake me. However, there is no safe place to go. No more. Please, Aurora. Callum's voice breaks and pierces me like a knife. I feel like I'm shattering into 1,000 pieces right now, but I didn't believe I could hurt any more than I currently do. I'd rather not look at him. I'd rather not listen to him. However, my eyes turn against me, locking onto his as I look for any sign of the man I thought I knew. My heart belonged to the man, the individual who... No, I am unable to. I try to stabilize myself by balling my hands into fists because they are shaking so badly now. My inner strength awakens, but I suppress it, controlling it. Losing control is the last thing I need right now. Not when I'm already on the verge of losing everything I believe to be true. In a distressed tone, Callum reiterates, I didn't know. I swear to you, Aurora. My dad, his words become jumbled in the uncertainty and remorse as he stumbles. He has no justification for me. How could he? His father's actions could not be justified by any valid reason or justification. What kept you from telling me? My voice trembles with a mix of sadness and anger as I croak out, Why didn't you speak up? What did you do to hide this from me? The question scalds my insides and sears through me. I cannot breathe because of how deeply and viscerally I feel betrayed. I was keeping you safe. I felt like I was slapped by Callum's remarks. He takes a step forward, but I automatically draw away and shake my head. I was attempting to shield you from reality. I wanted you to be unaware. I didn't want your hatred toward me. The reality? Did he think I couldn't take it? He believed it would be best for me to remain in the dark? It's not a chuckle at all, but I laugh sourly. It's a release of the sadness and anguish that have been accumulating inside of me ever since Bennett said those words. You believe this to be protection? My voice rises with every sentence as I spit out the words. You believe that withholding this from me was a form of self-defense? Keeping me in the dark about my family's killers? Callum, how is that protecting me? What's that love like? The words reverberate between us, lingering like a poison. Each one serves as a reminder of how deeply this wound pierces my face, making me feel as though I've been smacked across the face. The hearts struggle. I had no idea. I take a step back, but Callum's eyes are suddenly wild and his hands are reaching for me once more. I must not allow him to touch me, not right now, not in this manner. I would have stopped him, Aurora, if I had known. You must think so. Please. I am so conflicted right now that I cannot even begin to describe it. I'd like to think he's real. Yes, I do. However, the truth is staring at me with all of its ugly weight right in front of me. It was his father's fault. Additionally, Callum was supposed to be unique. The one who wasn't like them was supposed to be him. What if he is, though? What if he is actually just like the others? Better than the monster that robbed me of my family? I try to contain the sob that catches in my throat by putting my fingers to my lips. I won't let him witness my breakdown. Not right now. Not in this manner. I mumble, I don't know what to believe anymore. In a voice so shattered that it hardly sounds like mine. The tension between us is so intense that I can barely breathe as Bennett's eyes dart back and forth. The air feels even heavier because of the way he watches us, even though his eyes are unreadable. Aurora, Callum murmurs once more, his voice raspy. Please, avoid doing this. However, the words are insufficient. They'll never be enough. I can't. I shake my head slowly, unable to finish the sentence. My heart is shredded, torn apart by the truth and by Callum's desperate pleas. I want to forgive him. I want to believe that he's still the man I fell in love with. However, how can I? How can I even look at him when I know that his family's sins are soaked into my very soul? The silence stretches between us, thick and suffocating. I can't look at him. I can't even bear to hear his voice anymore. And yet, there's something about him that still tugs at my heart, pulling me back, trying to draw me in. However, I am unable to. I can't be with him. Not when his family is the reason my family is dead. Not when everything that I thought I knew about him, about us, is shattered into pieces. I take another step back, my breath shallow, my chest tight. I need space. I finally manage to choke out. I need to think. I need to figure this out. I don't wait for Callum's response. I turn on my heel and walk away, so the sound of my footsteps echoing in the quiet night. But no matter how far I go, the weight of the truth is still there, pressing down on me, suffocating me with its cold grip. I don't know how long I walk. I don't know where I'm going. All I know is that I need to be alone. I need to escape the crushing reality that's threatening to swallow me whole. And yet, no matter how far I go, I can't escape it. I can't escape the truth. It's always there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for me to face it. And one day I know I will have to, but right now I can't face it. Not quite yet. As I continue walking, my heart heavy with the weight of my decisions, a figure suddenly steps out from the darkness, blocking my path. I stop dead in my tracks, my breath catching in my throat as I look up, my eyes wide with shock. And then I hear the voice I never thought I'd hear again. Aurora. The figure steps closer, his face coming into the dim light. Victor. It's Victor. I step back, my head whirling, my breath coming in short gasps. Even though the weight of Victor's remarks is still heavy and oppressive, I know exactly what I have to say in response. I force myself to look into his icy, calculating eyes while I shake my head. I answer firmly, my voice steady despite the storm boiling inside of me. I won't join you. I'm not like you. The smug satisfaction in Victor's gaze hardens into something colder and more deadly as his countenance changes. His jaw muscles tense, and he just looks at me for a while, his eyes cutting through me like a knife. His lips curve into a sour grin as he lets out a slow, calculated breath. His voice is like ice when he continues, Aurora, you have no choice. You will lose everything if you do not accept your power. The words pierce my heart, not because I agree with them, but because I have a sneaking suspicion that he might be correct. Inside of me, I sense the power coiling beneath my skin, restless and waiting. However, I can't allow him to rule me. I cannot allow him to control my destiny. Callum steps in front of me, his body rigid, his eyes fixed resolutely on Victor. His warmth grounds me and serves as a reminder of my identity as he reaches back and takes my hand. Aurora, he adds, his voice full of a genuine, unvarnished quality. Being who you are is all that is required of you. For you, I love you. My breath is taken away by the words, which shake me like a wave and cause something within of me to come loose. He adores me, not for my inner strength, not for what I might become into. Only me, only Aurora. Victor laughs quietly, his voice brimming with contempt. Love, he sneers. You believe that love will keep her safe? That it will protect her from her identity? Callum doesn't even bat an eyelid. She is not in need of saving. She is self-sufficiently powerful. His words cause my heart to tighten. He has faith in me. He notices me. Not my ancestry, not the fate Victor is constantly attempting to force upon me. Me. However, as a glimmer of optimism begins to blossom in my chest, the moment is shattered by another voice. Callum, will you still love her after you learn the truth about her past? My breath catches. Bennett. I turn to see him standing just outside the clearing, his face dark and unreadable, and the world tilts for a second. An unsettling feeling of dread creeps down my spine, causing my stomach to tighten. Beside me, Callum stiffens up. What are you discussing? Bennett takes a step toward me, staring at me, and I realize then he has some knowledge. I don't. And it has the power to alter everything, whatever it is. Between us, a thick stillness descends, laden with unsaid words. As I look at Bennett and wait, dreading what he's going to divulge, my heart thuds in my chest. Victor grins, obviously relishing the suspense. All right, Bennett, inform her. Bennett's jaw tightens as he pauses. I can't quite interpret the expression in his eyes as they flicker to mine. Guilt, sadness. Then, as though accepting the inevitable, he lets out a sigh. He continues, Aurora, you were never intended to be just another wolf. Because of who you are, you were shielded and hidden away. Your ancestry is more than just strong. It's risky. It chills me to the bone. What do you mean? Bennett's eyes are unwavering. Your dad was not merely an alpha. He ruled. Among wolves, a monarch. The lone survivor of a revered lineage capable of dominating the packs only through their will. You now possess that power. My breath catches. No, that isn't possible. I back off and shake my head. That isn't feasible. Victor laughs. Oh, but it is. Callum takes a hesitant stride forward. It makes no difference who she is descended from. She is Aurora, not a prophecy or a means to an end. Victor's eyes sparkle. But she is the power. I clench my hands as I fight to breathe through the internal maelstrom. A ruler, my father? A monarch? The weight of it overwhelms me, and I sense the energy within me waking up as if something ancient and huge is finally coming to life. Bennett now speaks in a gentler, almost beseeching tone. Aurora, they were terrified of you, fearful of the person you could become. You were hidden for that reason. They attempted to prevent you from using this power for that reason. My body trembles as I shake my head once again. No, this is not what I desire. Victor cocks his head. Then let it to overwhelm you. Deny it and fight it, but eventually it will escape. My heart hits my ribs hard. I sense the dark, throbbing energy that is waiting to explode beneath my flesh, and I'm really scared for the first time. Callum grounds me by grabbing my shoulders. Look at me, Aurora. Yes, I do. His eyes are steady and radiate love and kindness. Your past does not define who you are, more than your ancestry. It is up to you to decide who you are. The corners of my eyeballs are burning with tears. However, what if I have no control over it? Callum cups my face, wiping the perspiration from my cheeks with his thumbs. After that, we work things out. Together. His words and touch cause something within of me to steady. Victor then speaks once again, crushing the shaky hope I've only just started to cling to. He says, "You can fight it all you want, but you will ultimately be mine." His words become ingrained in my bones like a curse, sending a chilling shiver through me. No, no, with all the defiance I can muster, I raise my chin and look directly into Victor's eyes. You will never own me. Victor merely grinned. We'll see. The world erupts into anarchy in the next instant, a storm on the horizon. The following morning, the world feels different. The sun rises in gentle hues, caressing the sky with pink and gold. Birds chirp in the treetops. The woodland smells like new rain and optimism. But deep down, I sense it. A warning. A shift. Callum is already awake when I open my eyes. He sits at the edge of the bed, bare-chested, his head down like he's bearing the weight of the world again. I sneak out from beneath the cover and move to him. My fingertips stroke his shoulder, feeling the strain in his muscles. He turns toward me, his eyes dark and angry. I can feel it, Aurora. Something's coming. I nod. I feel that too. The bliss we tasted last night, it was genuine, but it was also fragile. And somewhere out there, danger is waiting to rip it apart. We'll be ready, I answer gently. He pulls me into his lap without a word, throwing his arms around me like he never wants to let go. And for a short time, we simply hold each other, because love is all we have today, a visitor in the forest. Later, we wander through the woods hand in hand, attempting to clear our brains. The sun penetrates through the leaves, sending dappled light over the ground. The air delivers the aroma of wildflowers and moist ground. It should feel serene, but my heart won't stop beating. Every crack of a twig, every rustling of a branch, everything seems too noisy, too incorrect. Then I saw him. A person standing in the center of the route ahead, tall, dark, familiar. Callum stands in front of me quickly, his body taut, his growl low and threatening. Victor, he snarls. My stomach twists. Victor grins, slow and harsh. His eyes flit to mine, full of something I can't identify, something that makes my skin crawl. I see you two finally patched things up, he adds, voice slick as poison. How sweet. What do you want? Callum demands. Victor shrugs like it's no big thing, like he isn't standing there jeopardizing everything we're attempting to restore. I came to give you a warning, he says. His grin grows. You think love will protect you? You believe forgiving makes you strong? He takes a step closer. It makes you weak. Callum growls louder, his whole body shuddering with the struggle to keep himself back. I grasp his hand, anchoring him, reminding him not to lose control. We're not afraid of you, I answer, my voice firmer than I feel. Victor chuckles, a chilly, hollow sound. You should be. He throws something at our feet, a blood-stained piece of fabric. I recognize it quickly. It belongs to someone from my former pack. Panic grips at my chest. What did you do? I whisper. Victor's eyes sparkle. Tick-tock, Aurora. You can't protect everyone. Some things are already set in motion. Some folks you can't save. And then, just like that, he fades into the woods, leaving just terror behind. The choice we must make. I kneel down, taking up the fabric with shaky hands. Blood. Fresh. Tears distort my eyes as I gaze at it. Callum kneels alongside me, his face tense with wrath and fear. "We have to find them," I gasp out. "Whoever it is, we have to save them." He nods, already changing into motion. "I'll gather the others," he adds. We move before sunset. I watch him depart, my heart thumping violently in my chest. Victor was correct about one thing. Love makes you vulnerable. It gives you something to lose. But it also offers you something worth fighting for. And I'll fight. I'll fight for Callum, for my rucksack, for everyone who still believes in something decent, even if it costs me everything. I shut my eyes, holding the bloodied fabric to my breast, and make a vow into the wind. I'm not running anymore. I continue there for a long period, the handkerchief pressed to my heart. The woodland surrounding me seems alive, whispering warnings through the rustling leaves. I rise slowly, my legs stiff. My mind is already racing, thinking about who may be missing, who Victor could have stolen. Fear coils deep in my gut, but I push it down. There's no time for dread now. I rush back toward the pack house. My bare feet fly across the mossy ground, my hair whirling about me. Every step seems like a countdown. When I enter the area, Callum is already there, yelling instructions at the soldiers. His voice is harsh, full of power, yet as his eyes locate mine, a gentleness seeps through. He rushes over to me, gripping my shoulders gently. "Are you okay?" I nod, but my hands are still trembling. "We have to go now, Callum. Someone's wounded. I can feel it." He wipes a strand of hair off my face, his touch stabilizing me. "We'll find them. I swear." I believe him. I have to. "Take the fastest wolves," I reply, my voice firm. "If we wait too long, we won't." He leans down, pressing his forehead against mine for one brief second. I won't let Victor hurt anyone else. A lump develops in my throat. I shut my eyes, inhaling him in. His scent, wild, warm, familiar, fills me with a strength I didn't know I had. When we pull apart, there's no hesitation, only determination. Callum transforms first, his massive wolf form rattling the earth under him. Silver and black fur flows down his body. His eyes, those same piercing green eyes, lock on me. I shift too, the transformation screaming through me quicker than ever before. My bones break, my muscles stretch, yet there's no agony this time. Only power. Together, we run, running into the unknown. The woodland blurs around us as we speed through the woods. Branches whip past us. The earth thunders beneath our paws. Other wolves join us, powerful, faithful, their eyes blazing with the same intent. The fragrance of blood becomes stronger the further we go. It traces a path over the earth, sickening sweet and incorrect. I push myself harder, faster. A howl breaks the air, piercing and frantic. It's close. Without thinking, I speed onward, gliding between the woods like a shadow. Callum is close behind me, a protecting force at my side. The woods split out onto a little clearing, and there, crushed against a fallen tree, is a girl. One of ours. Her blonde hair is tangled with blood, her garments ruined. She raises her head weakly as we approach, her eyes wide with anguish. Emma. She was one of the younger soldiers, slightly older than myself. I morph back into human shape before I even stop running, collapsing on my knees beside her. "Emma?" I weep, stroking her face tenderly. "I'm here. We're here." She attempts to speak, but blood trickles from her lips. Callum moves back too, ripping off his jacket and wraps it over her petite frame. "We have to move her," he adds solemnly. I nod, but Emma clutches my wrist, her fingers icy and feeble. "No," she murmurs. "Trap?" My heart stops. "What do you mean?" I ask urgently. "What trap?" But she's already going away, her head lolling on my arm. Callum lifts her carefully, cradling her like something precious. His face is tight with wrath. "This was a message," he continues, voice low and menacing. "Victor's just getting started." I gaze around the area, suddenly feeling vulnerable. The hair on the back of my neck rises up. "We're being watched. We have to get back," I reply, trying my voice not to tremble. "Now." Callum nods once and we move. Running, racing against the storm that's going to break, and deep within I know this is just the beginning. Victor desires war, and he's coming for everything I love. Storm of shadows. The rain pours heavier now, drowning the countryside in darkness. Thunder rumbles in the distance, deep and frightening, like a warning growl. I sit with Callum on the balcony for a long time, feeling his steady pulse against my side. His warmth is the only thing stopping the cold from devouring me completely. I should go check on the others, I whisper. Callum doesn't let go. Instead, he draws me even closer. Stay a little longer, he urges, his voice raspy with passion. Just a little longer. So I remain. For the first time in days, I let myself relax. I shut my eyes and breathe him in, the aroma of rain, of pine, of him. But peace seldom lasts long in our world. A loud howl rips through the darkness, another follows, and another. I bolt upright, my heart smashing into my ribs. Callum is already moving, his body tight and ready. They're here, he replies ominously. Victor's troops, attacking in the thick of the storm. The pack house bursts into turmoil. Wolves shift about us, their garments shredding as their bodies alter. Snarls flood the air, combining with the hammering rain. I feel my wolf rise within me, eager, ravenous for the battle. Callum snatches my hand before I can move. Stay close to me, he instructs. I nod, my throat too thick to speak. Together, we rush toward the courtyard. Lightning flashes, and for a short second I see them. Victor's army, surging through the trees like a dark wave. Their eyes shine crimson in the dark. I change mid-run, my bones breaking, my body extending into my wolf shape. Callum changes alongside me, his big black wolf towering over the others. We slam into the opponent with a shout, teeth rip into flesh, claws scrape through fur. The struggle is a flurry of agony, blood and wrath. I battle with all I have, remembering Emma's shattered body, Mila's treachery, all the people dependent on me. I can't afford to lose. A trap within a trap. It's only after I take down my third adversary that I notice something is awry. They're not battling to win. They're distracting us. Where's Victor? I turn, looking for him amid the commotion. That's when I spot a smaller troop of wolves slipping around the outskirts, coming directly toward the hospital. Where Emma is. My heart stops. They're after her. Without thinking, I break away from the main battle and race for the hospital, Callum shouting in wrath after me. Rain blinds me. Mud clings to my paws. But I don't stop. I break through the hospital doors just as two renegade wolves approach Emma's bed. She's unconscious, helpless. A growl erupts from my throat. I leap at the first wolf, knocking him away from her. My fangs dig into his shoulder, and he yelps, attempting to shrug me off. The second wolf jumps at me. But before he can reach me, a gigantic black blur knocks him to the ground. Callum, together we pull them apart. When the final rogue falls, bruised and shattered, I crawl back, breathless. Emma is still alive, barely. Callum changes back to human form, breathing hard. He walks to Emma's side, checks her pulse. She's stable, he adds, for now. I shift too, my body throbbing, my hands shaking. I reach out and smooth Emma's hair back from her wet forehead. We have to end this, I whisper. Callum's eyes deepen. We will. Face to face with the devil, the front door slams open. Victor walks in, wet from the rain, his black hair glued on his forehead. His eyes gleam with triumph. He claps slowly, mockingly. Well done, little Luna, he drawls. But you can't save them all. Callum growls, standing in front of me. But I push past him. This is my battle. Why, Victor? I demand, my voice cracking with wrath. Why do this? His grin is evil. Because you don't deserve the power you were born with. Because your lineage took everything from mine. I never asked for any of this. He laughs. It doesn't matter. You exist. That's enough. I see the craziness in his eyes, the deep, eternal hate. There's no reasoning with him. Only one of us will walk away from this. I collect my strength, feeling it whirl within me like a hurricane. It responds my fury, my agony, my resolve. Victor charges. Callum roars and attacks too. The ultimate struggle starts. The power within. Victor is powerful. His wolf is swift and brutal, but I'm faster. I evade his attacks, lashing back with claws and teeth. Callum fights alongside me, a perfect companion, his moves merging with mine. Together we drive Victor back. But he's desperate. He snatches a dropped knife from the floor and rushes, not at me, but at Emma. My heart stops. No, I yell. Without thinking, I thrust myself between them. The dagger sinks into my side. Pain erupts through me. I hear Callum scream my name. Victor smiles, believing he's won. But he made one error. He wounded the ones I love, and I won't forgive him. I collect the last of my strength, my power flaming bright and wild. With a yell, I unleash it. Explosion of pure energy smacks into Victor, sending him flying across the room. He slams against the wall and slumps to the ground, immobile. The room goes quiet, save for the sound of my own ragged breathing. Callum catches me before I can collapse. Aurora, he says, snuggling me against him. Stay with me. Please. I blink up at him, my eyesight dimming. I'm okay, I lie. He puts his forehead to mine. I thought I lost you, he adds, his voice cracking. You'll never lose me, I mumble back. And at that moment, with the storm howling outside and the world crashing around us, he kisses me. It's not a gentle kiss. It's frantic, wild, full of all the words we don't have time to utter. I kiss him back with all I have, tasting rain, blood, and love. The world falls away. There's just him, only us. Later, once the conflict finishes and the rogues are driven away, we sit together in the hospital, watching over Emma. She stirs, her eyelids flickering open. Hey, you're safe, I say, pushing her hair back. She grins faintly. Thanks to you. Callum squeezes my hand. We survived. Barely, but we did. I know the battle isn't done. Victor may be gone, but others will emerge. There will always be darkness. But there will also always be light. As long as I have Callum, as long as we have each other, we can face anything. Together. Always. I put my head on his shoulder, feeling his heartbeat strong and steady beneath my ear. For the first time in a long time, hope sprouts in my breast. The storm is over, and a new day is about to begin. After the storm. Waking to a new world, I wake to the lovely light of morning. The rain has ceased. The scene beyond the window seems clean, fresh, like the ground itself is breathing again after holding its breath for too long. Callum's arm is stretched across me, thick and warm. His calm breathing tells me he's still sleeping. For a time, I don't move. I simply listen to his heart. I never believed I would survive last night. I never imagined I would experience this tranquility again. Carefully, I turn to face him. Even in sleep, he appears ferocious, like he's ready to battle against the world to defend me. I reach out and touch his jawline with my fingertips. He stirs, his eyelids flickering open. When he sees me, he grins, a true smile, one that reaches his eyes. Good morning, my love, he says, his voice low and raspy from sleep. My heart racing. Good morning, I mumble back. He pulls me closer, burying his face in my neck. For a long time, we simply hold one another, saying nothing, letting the stillness speak for us. But even as my body rests, my mind rushes. There is still so much to accomplish, so much to correct. Picking up the pieces. The pack house is a disaster. Walls cracked, windows smashed. The yard is ripped up from the struggle, dirty, bloodied, shattered. But our people are living, and that's what matters. Callum and I go across the grounds together, hand in hand. Our presence appears to stabilize the others. They nod to us, their expressions fatigued yet resolute. Alpha, Luna, one of the soldiers replies, bowing slightly. We'll rebuild, Callum promises him firmly. Stronger than before. I clasp Callum's hand. Together, always together. We check on the wounded first. Emma is resting again, her color looking better. Others are being treated for wounds, some critical, but none fatal. We were fortunate. Or maybe not luck. Maybe it was the relationship between us all that saved us. Love, family, hope. As we travel from room to room, thanking each combatant individually, I feel something within me calm. This is what I was meant to do. Protect, lead, love. I am not the terrified girl I once was. I am Luna. A moment of healing. Later, when the sun is high, Callum and I sit by the lake that borders our farm. The water glitters in the sunlight. Birds sing quietly from the treetops. It nearly seems like a dream. Callum sits behind me, his knees on each side of me, his arms wrapped around my waist. I lean back against him, shutting my eyes. We made it, I murmur. He lays a kiss on my shoulder. We did, he whispers. For a time, we simply sit there, breathing in the fresh air, letting the warmth of the sun drive away the cold that has resided within us for so long. You scared me last night, he replies after a time, his voice strained. When Victor stabbed you, I thought I was going to lose you. I turn in his arms so I can face him. His eyes are intense, blazing with unshed tears. You're never going to lose me, I murmur, holding his face in my palms. Never. He leans into my touch, closes his eyes. I can't lose you, he murmurs. You won't, I vow. He opens his eyes again, and the way he stares at me takes my breath, like I'm his entire universe. Slowly he leans in and kisses me, soft at first, then deeper, hungrier. I melt into him, my heart hammering. The kiss communicates everything words can't. Love, fear, relief, and promise of everlasting. When we finally draw apart, we're both breathing hard. I love you, he adds simply. I love you too, I mumble back, and I mean it with every part of me. Unfinished business. As the sun begins to fall, Callum and I walk back toward the pack house. The repairs have already started. Wolves shift back and forth between forms as they labor, hauling wood, fixing walls, restoring what was shattered. It fills me with pride. Our folks are strong. But as we go, I feel a tingle at the back of my neck. A warning. I peek around, but everything appears normal. Still, the sensation won't go away. Callum sees my anxiousness. "What is it?" he says, his grasp tightening on me. "I don't know," I concede. I feel like it's not over." He frowns. "You think Victor?" I shake my head. "No, Victor's dead. I saw it. I felt it." "Then what?" As if in response, a faint wind stirs the trees, bearing an unusual aroma. Magic. Old and strong. I stiffen. Callum catches it too. He growls low in his throat. Without a word, we both change into our wolves and sprint toward the source of the smell. It takes us far into the forest, past the frontiers of our country, into the ancient forests where the oldest magic still dwells. We decelerate as we reach a clearing. In the middle stands a person wrapped in darkness, face veiled by a hood. The person turns slowly to face us. Even though I can't see their face, I feel the weight of their stare. "You have awakened it," the figure whispers, their voice a quiet whisper that nonetheless somehow covers the whole area. Callum changes back into human shape, keeping protectively in front of me. I shift too, shivering in the chilly air. "Who are you?" Callum demands. The figure tilts their head. "I am a messenger," they say. "The true enemy is not Victor." I felt my blood run cold. "What do you mean?" I ask, my voice barely a whisper. The figure moves closer. "There is a darkness deeper than Victor's hatred. It stirs now because of you, because of your link, because of your might." "My power?" I echo. They nod. "You are the key, Luna, the key to either preserving this planet or destroying it." The earth appears to shift beneath my feet. "I don't understand." "You will," the figure replies, "soon." Before we can ask anything further, the person evaporates, like smoke in the wind. Callum pulls me against him, his heart racing against my ear. "I've got you," he says passionately. "No matter what comes next, I've got you." And for now, that's enough. But deep inside, I know our war is far from done. A storm larger than anything we've encountered is approaching. And this time, it could not be just our pack at risk. It may be the entire globe. Whispers of destiny. The gang gathers that night beneath the stars. An enormous fire blazes in the middle of the clearing, spilling golden light over everyone's faces. Callum stands tall beside me, his fingers holding mine. Everyone is hushed, waiting for answers. I clear my throat, my heart thumping. "They deserve to know," I say to Callum. He nods. "They trust you, Aurora," he adds gently. "Tell them the truth." So I move ahead. I feel every eye on me, every pulse beating throughout the darkness. "There's more coming," I respond, my voice firm even though my hands are trembling. Victor was not the end. There's a larger risk waking awake, something older, something deeper. Murmurs spread across the throng. I elevate my chin. But we are powerful. We are not alone. We fight for each other, for our house, and we shall stand against whatever comes next. There is quiet. Then one by one, the wolves bow their heads. A vow of allegiance. A promise. I blink back tears. Callum squeezes my hand. "We're with you," he replies, his voice heavy with passion, and I believe him. I believe all of them. Together, we are unbreakable. After the meeting, Callum and I return to the ancient library located deep in the pack house. It smells like dust and enchantment. Ancient books adorn the shelf, their covers tattered and faded. Callum lights a few candles, their flames flickering in the dark. "We need answers," I reply, running my fingertips down the spines of the volumes. "We need to know what we're dealing with." We look for hours. The moon climbs higher in the sky. Finally, hidden away in a forgotten corner, I locate it. A book bound in black leather, no title, just a bizarre symbol on the cover, a wolf howling at a shattered moon. My heart skips. "This is it," I murmur. Carefully, I open the book. The pages are ancient, frail, yet the text is legible. It tells about a prophecy concerning a Luna born under a crimson moon, a Luna whose love would either rescue the world or cause it its destruction. My hands quiver as I read. Callum hovers over my shoulder, reading too. "The darkness will rise when the chosen Luna awakens her true power," he reads aloud. "Only the bond of true mates, sealed by blood and soul, can hold it back." I swallow hard. Chosen Luna, true mates, sealed by blood and soul. What does it mean? I whisper. Callum meets my gaze. It means we're not done yet, he replies gently. It means we have to complete the bond. A shudder rushes through me, complete the connection, the old ceremonial, the last linking of our spirits. It's risky, powerful, and once done, it can never be undone. Fear and love. We sat together in the library, the fire crackling beside us. I put my head on Callum's chest, listening to the steady beat of his heart. I'm scared, I confess. He puts his arms around me. I know, he says, I am too. I gaze up at him. Are we ready for this? He brushes my hair tenderly. We're stronger together, he adds. We always have been. I shut my eyes, feel his warmth, his love. It fills all the shattered spots within me. Maybe that's what this friendship is about. Healing, strength. I take a big breath. Okay, I mumble. Let's do it. He tilts my chin up and kisses me, slow, deep, full of love and promises. I love you, he says against my lips. I love you too, I mumble back. And I mean it more than anything. The moon is full and high as we stand before the old stone circle in the center of the woodland. The house hums with vintage magic. The woods murmur, the earth breathes. Callum appears before me bare-chested, a silver knife in his hand. I wear a modest white dress, my hair flowing over my shoulders. The air is chilly, but I don't feel it. All I feel is him. All I see is him. He moves closer. Are you ready, my Luna? He says. I nod. My heart is racing, yet my hands are steady. I'm ready. He takes the dagger and slashes a small line across his hand. Blood wells up, rich and crimson. Without hesitation, I seize the dagger and do the same. Our blood seeps onto the soil, blending together. Callum grabs my damaged hand and puts it to his. The minute our blood mingles, the air chills around us. A wave of strength pours through me. The relationship springs into place, crisp and delicious and unbreakable. I gasp, feeling him everywhere, in my head, my heart, my soul. He is a part of me now, forever. Callum's eyes shine gold. So are you, I say, feeling the same spark flash within me. He takes my face in his hands and kisses me, a kiss so deep, so strong it shakes the ground under our feet. The wind screams around us. The moon bathes us in glittering light, and for the first time in ages, I feel entire. I feel whole. The first attack. We barely make it back to the pack house before the earth trembles. A deep, rumbling growl ripples through the night. Wolves shuffle about us, snarling, ears flat, gaze scouring the treetops. I move closer to Callum, my wolf swelling within me. Then we see them. Figures gliding through the darkness. Not wolves. Not people. Something else. Something twisted. Creatures composed of darkness. Their eyes blaze crimson. Their claws shine in the moonlight. Callum bares his teeth. Get behind me, he growls, but I step forward beside him. No, I reply. We fight together. He looked at me, pride shining in his eyes. Together, he agrees. The creatures charge, and the battle begins. Claws collide against claws, magic crackles in the air. I battle alongside Callum, my new power flashing through me. Every move is faster, sharper, every blow stronger. The bond has changed me, made me more. One of the beasts rushes at me. I sidestep and slam my claws into its chest. It shrieks, disintegrating into smoke. Another grabs Callum from behind, but I pounce upon it, pulling it away from him. We battle back to back, never leaving each other's side. But for every organism we eliminate, 2 more take its place. We have to find the source. I yell above the thunder of the war. Callum nods grimly. Together we push forward, deeper into the heart of the darkness, where something waits, something worse, something old. At the heart of the battlefield stands a man in black armor, their face masked by a silver mask. The leader. I feel it in my bones. They raise a hand, and the beasts stop fighting, creating a circle around us. Callum growls deep in his throat. Who are you? He asks. The figure tilts their head. I am the end, they declare plainly. Their voice is chilly, hollow, like a cemetery. And you, little Luna, are the beginning. They elevate their hand. A blast of evil power smacks against us, driving us backward. I struck the ground hard, the breath knocked from my lungs. Callum is already rising, wrath flaring in his golden eyes. I force myself up, my body hurting. We have to stop this. We have to safeguard our people, no matter what. I meet Callum's gaze. He nods, and united, we charge, straight into the center of the darkness, straight into the storm. Hot and wild. Chapter 96. The air crackles with dark magic. Callum and I charge together side by side, our wolves growling inside us. The hooded enemy raises a hand. A wave of black smoke races toward us. I throw up a shield of light, my new power burning inside me. The smoke crashes against it, but doesn't break through. Callum leaps forward with a growl, striking at the figure. They block him easily, moving with a speed that doesn't seem normal. I follow, hitting from the other side, but every move we make, they counter. It's like they can see the future, like they know every move before we make it. "We have to end this," I shout. Callum nods, sweat dripping down his face. The animals around us growl, but do not move. They wait, watching, as if the real fight is only between us and their boss. My heart pounds. I summon every bit of strength inside me. I feel Callum's power through our bond, steady and strong. Together, we strike again, harder, faster. The enemy falls back for the first time. A crack forms in their silver mask. A small piece falls away, clinking to the ground, and what I see underneath makes my blood run cold. Long dark hair, golden eyes, a scar across one cheek. My breath catches. I stumble back. "No," I whisper. "It can't be. It can't be him." The man under the mask, the enemy we've been fighting all this time, is someone I once loved like family. "Lucas?" My voice cracks. Callum freezes beside me, his mouth falling open. "You know him?" he asks, barely breathing. Lucas smiles, but it's not kind. It's a cold, twisted smile. "Surprised to see me, Aurora?" His voice is rough, cruel. Nothing like the boy I once knew. The boy who used to protect me. The boy who used to laugh and tell me everything would be okay. The boy who promised to always be there. Why? My voice breaks again, sharp with hurt. I can barely stand. The forest spins around me. Lucas steps closer, his golden eyes glinting. "Because your family forgot about me," he spits. "You forgot about me." "That's not true," I cry out. Tears sting my eyes. "I thought you were dead, Lucas. We all did," he laughs, a horrible broken sound. "No, Aurora, I lived. I lived when the others didn't, but no one came for me. No one searched." I shake my head furiously. "I was a child," I say. "I didn't even know you were alive. It doesn't matter now," Lucas cuts me off. His face hardens. "You'll pay for what you did, you and Callum and everyone who harmed me." Callum steps in front of me protectively, growling low. "You won't touch her," he snarls. Lucas lifts his hand. Dark power forms around his fingers. "You can't protect her," he says softly. "Not from me." The world tilts. The trees blur. All I can see is Lucas. All I can feel is the ache in my heart. He was my friend, almost like a brother, and now he's my enemy. "I don't want to fight you." I say, my voice shaking. "Lucas, please." "It's too late," he whispers. He throws the dark power at us. Callum pushes me out of the way, taking the hit. He grunts in pain, stumbling. "No!" I scream. Rage bursts inside me, hot and wild. The power from my DNA roars awake, reacting to my feelings. I can feel it buzzing under my skin, screaming to be released. I don't hold back, not this time. Light bursts from my hands, a bright wave that slams into Lucas. He's thrown back, falling into a tree. The things around us snarl and lunge, but Callum rises to his feet, his body shaking with pain, and stands beside me. Together we fight. Together we push them back. Every hit is driven by pain, by betrayal, by the fierce love I feel for Callum. Lucas strains to stand, blood dripping from his mouth. "You've grown strong," he says, coughing. "Stronger than I expected." He smiles again, a broken, bitter smile. "But it won't save you." He raises a hand. The ground trembles. More dark creatures pour from the woods. Dozens, maybe hundreds. I gasp. We're outnumbered. There's no way we can win like this. Callum grabs my hand. "We run," he says furiously. "Now." We run through the trees, dodging the things following us. Branches whip at my face. My lungs burn. Callum leads the way, never letting go of my hand. "Don't stop," he yells. I don't. I can't. Behind us, I hear the snarls getting louder, closer, faster. We burst into a clearing. The moon shines down, shiny and bright. For a second, everything feels still. And then Lucas steps out in front of us, blocking our way. "You can't run from me, Aurora," he says softly. Tears blur my view. "Lucas, please," I beg. "It doesn't have to be this way." He looks at me, really looks at me, and for a heartbeat I see a flash of the boy I used to know. The boy who used to hold my hand when I was scared. The boy who used to tell me stories under the stars, but then it's gone, replaced by cold hate. "You're right," he says, and he lunges. Callum shoves me aside and meets Lucas head-on. They meet with a roar, fists flying, claws slicing. I cry out, wanting to help, but the things are on me in seconds. I fight them off, my power burning bright, but there are too many. One knocks me down, another pins my arms. I fight, kicking, biting, yelling. Across the open, Callum and Lucas fight, a deadly blur of motion. Callum is bleeding, badly. No, I scream again. The power inside me bursts. It bursts out in a powerful wave. Light bursts from my body. The creatures are thrown back, screaming. I scramble to my feet, gasping for breath. Lucas knocks Callum to the ground, standing over him. He raises his hand, dark power whirling. No, I scream. I throw everything I have at Lucas. A beam of pure light slams into him. He screams, the sound raw and terrible. He falls back, holding his chest. Smoke rises from his skin. I run to Callum, falling to my knees beside him. He's alive, barely. Stay with me, I say, tears falling. I'm here, he says, his voice weak. Lucas staggers to his feet, his face twisted in rage and pain. This isn't over, he spits. He vanishes into the dark. The creatures disappear with him, melting into the darkness. Silence falls over the clearing, broken, bloody, empty. I hold Callum close, rocking him gently. I've got you, I say. I'm not letting you go. He presses his face to mine, his breath shaky. I love you, he says. And even though the world is falling apart around us, even though the future is full of danger and pain, I know one thing for sure. I love him too. I love you, I whisper back, sealing the promise with a kiss. And in that moment, with the stars shining above us and the earth broken beneath us, we are still standing. Together, we made a risky promise. Inside the small, empty house, the air was thick with damp wood and nothing but quiet. I sat next to Callum and put a cloth over the big cut on his side. His shirt was stained with blood, and even though he was breathing unevenly, it stayed steady. Even though the roof leaked a little, it was a place to stay, and that was all we had at the time. I grabbed his hand tighter and whispered, "Stop moving." Callum winced and gave me a weak smile. "When you're scared, you're rude." "I'm always scared when you're hurt like this," I mumbled. I dropped my head and let my hair fall forward to hide the tears that were about to fall. He brushed a hand against my face, his touch soft despite the pain he was in. "Don't cry for me, Aurora." I didn't answer. Instead, I put the cloth in the bowl of warm water and kept cleaning his wound. We'd lost so much today, so much blood, so many answers. And Lucas, that name alone sent a chill down my spine. I still couldn't believe it. He was living all this time, but now he was something else. Someone else. Not the boy I once loved like a brother, but a man twisted by pain and hate. He wanted payback, and he wouldn't stop until he got it. Callum gently touched my arm, pulling me back into the moment. "You're thinking too much," he said softly. "I have to," I answered. "He's not going to stop, and next time we might not survive." "I'm not afraid of him," Callum said, but I caught the shadow in his eyes. He was afraid, not for himself, but for me. "Don't try to protect me from the truth," I whispered. "We're in danger. All of us." "I know." He pushed himself up, cringing from the pain. "Callum," I reached out to ease him back down, but he stopped me. "I need to say something," he said, his voice getting serious. "Lucas, he knew too much about our pack. He knew where we'd be, what we'd do. Someone fed him that information." I froze. "You mean?" He nodded. "There's a traitor, Aurora, someone close." The fire beside us crackled, but my skin turned cold. A liar. In our pack. That meant no one was safe. Later that night, after Callum had fallen asleep, I sat by the fire, looking into the flames. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Lucas's face, his anger, his hurt, his hate, and something deeper too, something that looked like sadness. I clutched the chain around my neck, the one my mother gave me before she died. "I need you now more than ever," I whispered into the dark. "What do I do, Mom?" Silence answered me, but the wind through the cracks in the walls almost sounded like a whisper. "Trust your heart." I looked over at Callum. Even in sleep, his brow was wrinkled. He was still in pain, and not just from the cut. He was carrying the weight of everyone. And still, he stayed by my side. Still, he protected me. A fierce warmth bloomed in my chest. I crawled into the bed beside him and put my head on his shoulder. His arm slipped around me. Even half asleep, he found me. "I'm here," he whispered. "I know," I whispered. And I believed him. We left at dawn. The sun was just starting to rise, throwing golden light over the trees. Callum's limp was worse, but he claimed he was fine. I offered to shift and carry him on my back, but he laughed. "I'm not letting my mate carry me like a sack of potatoes," he said, laughing. I rolled my eyes. Alpha pride. "Damn right. For a brief moment we shared a laugh, a time of peace, but it didn't last. As we hit the edge of pack country, the wind changed. Callum froze. "What is it?" I asked. He lifted his nose, sniffing the air. Then he growled, "Smoke." We ran. Despite his pain, Callum pushed forward with everything he had. I followed close behind, heart thudding in my chest. We broke through the trees, and my stomach dropped. Smoke rose in thick clouds that our village was burning. We ran toward the fire. The air was hot and thick with ash. Screams echoed through the trees. Wolves ran in every direction, some fighting, others trying to save who they could. We jumped into the chaos. I spotted Luna Amara helping children out of a burning house. "Aurora," she called when she saw me. "Thank the moon, you're alive." "What's happening?" I shouted over the roar of the fire. "Ambush," she yelled. "They came at dawn. We weren't ready." "Lucas?" She nodded grimly. Callum rushed to his men, yelling out orders and gathering fighters. I ran to help the adults stuck in a falling building, my arms shaking from the effort. Something inside me grew again, my power. With each scream, each fallen body, that power grew louder, brighter, more alive. "Fight back," Callum roared. "Push them to the border." We fought, claw against claw, fang against fang. Magic scorched the ground. Finally, after what felt like hours, the last enemy retreated and the fire started to die down. All that left was smoke, ash, and quiet. I sat in the middle of a burnt field, my hands caked in dirt and blood. We'd lost people today. Good people, families, friends, children. Callum stood in front of the crowd, his face like stone. "This attack wasn't random," he said. "It was personal. Lucas sent a message." Everyone turned to look at me. I felt the weight of their eyes, their sadness, their fear. I stepped forward and stood beside Callum. "No more running," I said. "No more hiding." I lifted my chin. "We will fight. But first, we must find the guilty among us." Gasps spread through the crowd. "You think someone helped him?" someone asked. "I know it," I answered. "And I swear, on the blood of those we've lost, we'll find them." That night, the wind howled outside the pack house. No one felt safe. We slept in shifts. Callum stood by the window, arms crossed. I walked over to him. "You should rest," I said softly. "I can't," he whispered. I took his hand. "Neither can I." He looked at me, eyes heavy with pain and fear. But there was something else too. "Love. I won't let him take you," he said suddenly. "I won't lose you, Aurora." "You won't," I promised, but deep down I wasn't so sure. Because Lucas knew me. He knew everything, my fears, my past, my heart, and I didn't think he'd stop until he broke it. Whispers in the dark. The calm before the storm. The ashes still cling to the air, heavy and bitter. The next morning light filters through the smoke-stained windows of the pack house. Everything feels quiet now, too quiet, as if the world is holding its breath. I pace the hallway, my boots echoing softly. Every warrior is on high alert. The scent of blood and burnt wood still lingers, making it hard to forget what happened. We lost too many, and Lucas got exactly what he wanted, fear. But I won't let that fear control me. Callum walks beside me, his arm brushing mine. His wounds are healing slower than normal. Maybe it's because of the dark magic Lucas used during the attack. We haven't spoken much since last night. Too many thoughts, too many emotions. "The border patrols are doubled," he says quietly. "No one leaves without my permission." I nod. "Good. We can't risk another ambush." He looks at me then, eyes dark. "You still think there's a traitor?" I pause. Yes, I see it in his face. The same doubt I carry, the same fear. One of our own betrayed us. It could be anyone. A silent clue. Later that day, I walked toward the ruins of the southern cabins. Most of the fire is out now, but the land still smokes. I don't know what I'm looking for, but something calls me here. Ash crunches under my boots. Then I see it, a mark, just barely etched into one of the stones, a crescent moon scratched in with a claw. I crouch, touching it gently. It's a sign I've only seen once before, a secret symbol used by my mother's bloodline, only passed down to the Alpha's heir, but no one else is supposed to know it, except me. And Lucas. My heart thunders in my chest. Did he leave it for me, or was someone trying to warn me? Secrets and suspicions. I found something, I say when I return to Callum. He raises a brow. What kind of something? I hand him a drawing I made of the symbol. His eyes narrow. You're sure this is real? Positive. My mother taught me about it before she died. Only those of royal blood know it. He looks up at me slowly. You think Lucas left it? Maybe. Or maybe someone else did, someone who knows the truth. Which is, I take a breath. Lucas might not be working alone. Callum swears softly under his breath. You think someone in this pack is loyal to him? I nod, and I'm going to find out who. The interrogation. We gather the inner circle in the meeting room. Warriors, advisors, elders. No one knows why they're here, not yet. Callum stands at the front of the room, arms crossed. I stand beside him, trying to keep my voice steady. There was a symbol marked in the ruins, I begin. A symbol from my bloodline. Murmurs ripple through the room. Whoever left it had knowledge no outsider could possess, which means someone among us knows more than they should. I scan their faces, suspicion, confusion, guilt. Then my eyes land on Mara, a healer and longtime advisor. Her hands tremble slightly. I narrow my gaze. Mara, I say softly. Have you seen this symbol before? She flinches. Too much. I've only seen it in an old book, she stammers, years ago when I worked in the archives. Callum leans forward. What book? She frowns. I don't remember. Lies, I feel it in my gut. Mara knows more. Broken bonds. That night, I follow Mara quietly through the woods. Her scent is easy to track. She thinks no one is watching, but I am. She stops at an old well, kneels beside it, and pulls out something hidden beneath the stones. A black stone pendant. Dark magic hums around it. My breath catches. She whispers something I can't hear. Then I step forward. Who are you talking to, Mara? She jerks, spinning around. Her face goes pale. Aurora, Don't lie. I saw you. That pendant, that's not ours. It belongs to the shadows. She stumbles back. You don't understand. He promised me peace. He said he'd save us. Lucas? Tears fall down her cheeks. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wanted the war to end. I wanted the blood to stop. You gave him our secrets, I whisper, stepping closer. You let him in. She falls to her knees. I didn't know what he would do. I didn't know he'd become a monster. He always was. I lift the pendant from her hand. Dark smoke rises from it and disappears. You'll have to answer to the pack, I say. You betrayed us. A new enemy. We bring Mara back in chains. The pack is stunned. She confesses everything. How Lucas found her after his exile. How he used her grief, her pain, her fears. How he made her believe in false peace. She fed him information for months. She gave him the attack plans, the healer schedules, even the rotation of border patrols. She didn't just help him, Callum says. She made him stronger. We lock her in the underground cells. She cries as we walk away. But I don't feel sorry. Too many have died. Vows in the moonlight. That night, I sit alone under the moon. My heart is heavy. The wind is cold, brushing over my skin. Callum joins me quietly. We don't speak for a while. Then he says, You were brave. Strong. You did what had to be done. She was one of us, I whisper. And I had to put her in chains. You saved lives, Aurora. That matters. I look up at him. What if I become like Lucas? What if I lose myself in all this darkness? He turns to me and cups my face. You won't, because I'll be right here, every step, every storm. I lean into him, heart aching. Don't ever leave me. Never. He kisses me under the stars, a vow, a promise. Even in the dark, we are not alone. Oaths and blood. The area where we stand is illuminated by a silvery radiance due to the high and full moon. The quiet is deafening. In my ears, every breath and heartbeat sounds like thunder. Callum is standing a few feet away from me, his eyes fixed on mine while his fists are clenched at his sides. I say, just above a whisper, You don't have to do this. His eyes are ablaze with love and agony as he steps closer. Yes, I do. I must put this right. For you. For us. My heart twitches. My soul is ignited by the touch of this man who I adore. Yet here we are, caught between love and loyalty, between the past and the future. I carefully extend my hand to touch his. Do it like the man I know, then. The alpha, no, not the heir, simply Callum. He gently nods, his shoulders becoming somewhat less tense. So it's just Callum. For you. The council waits in a loose circle behind us. They are a chilly reminder of the decision that looms over everything like a fog, betray his blood or lose me forever. Bennett advances with the cloth-wrapped ceremonial dagger. His jaw is clenched as he glances from Callum to me. Bennett states gravely, The oath must be sealed with blood. And it has to be accurate. Don't lie. Don't hold back. Unwrapping the dagger, Callum takes it. In the moonlight, the blade gleams. With a little flinch, as the blood rises to the surface, I watch him carefully draw it across his hand. I swear, he says firmly, I swear to protect Aurora and her lineage with my life, by the blood of my ancestors, and by the moon that unites us all, that I promise never to touch her or let anything bad happen to her, even if it means opposing my own relatives." A peculiar breeze blows through the clearing as soon as he finishes speaking. It sends chills down my spine as it rips through my hair. Our relationship is alive and robust, driven by anguish, honesty, and something more profound, something old. Without hesitation, I cut my own palm as I advance. I press it against his, causing our blood to mix. I mumble, "I accept your oath, and I offer mine to you, to fight with you, to have faith in you, even if it is painful." Silence reigns. Then my chest starts to feel warm all at once. Our clasped hands emit a gentle golden glow. The council lets out a gasp. "It's finished." Bennett declares, "The oath of blood is sealed." However, a roar rips through the night before we can exhale in relief. Wolves, they came out of the trees, many of them, teeth exposed, eyes bright. Victor, he exits last, surveying the scene with a pleased look on his face. "Touching, really," he remarks sarcastically, "but it's too late, too little." Immediately, Callum moves ahead of me and starts to shift. Fur bursts over his skin, bones shatter and twist, and in a matter of seconds, the alpha wolf is poised and ready. My body is now shifting almost instinctively as I shift as well. My skin is charred by the strength of my ancestry. The enchantment of the pledge is still blazing within me, more powerful than before. Victor holds up his hand. Still growling, his wolves come to a stop. With sparkling eyes, Victor says, "I gave you a chance, Callum. However, you choose her. You rejected your own bloodline in favor of a cursed one." Callum's lips curve back as he growls, "I made the right decision." Victor sneers, "Then go to her grave." He doesn't hold out. Like a storm, the conflict breaks out. The wolf is about to fight. Wolves fight. Claws and teeth tear into fur. Howls and growls reverberate across the darkness. The council disperses, with some joining the battle and others attempting to shield the younger members. With Callum at my side, I charge into the battle. We move in unison. Every attack, every lunge, every step, all in perfect time. The link protects and leads us. Victor is strong, though. He has trained his wolves. And it seems like two more appear for every one we remove. Callum yells in agony after taking a side blow. Sprays of blood. He lunges again, shaking off the lurch in my heart. Victor is coming toward me, staring at me. "No hiding any longer," he growls. I don't wince. "You're right," I answer in a firm voice. "Let's get this done." We run into each other. "What is going on?" I asked. There is magic between us. Like thunder and lightning, our powers clash. He is stronger and faster than I anticipated, but I have the truth, which he does not. Callum, too. Behind me, I sense his intensity, always at my rear. I twist and slap my hand against Victor's chest, unleashing the full power of my bloodline as his claws scrape across my side. There's a shockwave explosion. Victor lets out a cry. Then there was stillness. He tumbles. It's finished. Wolves back off. There is silence in the jungle. Callum hobbles over to me, his eyes aglow with pride and incredulity. "You succeeded." I reach for him and correct him, saying, "We did." We move back, battered and nude, but still alive. And there is hope for the first time in what seems like an eternity. He puts his forehead on mine and declares, "I love you." I let the warmth of his words fill me as I close my eyes. I also love you. However, as we both know, this was only the start. The true battle is yet to come. The battle for harmony, peace, and a future devoid of treachery and bloodshed, and together we will confront it, always.